We continue to follow breaking news in the Middle East, where the U.S. launched a new round of airstrikes one day after an Iranian attack on a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. Central Command said the strikes targeted missile and drone storage locations and coastal radar sites. Moments ago, Vice President Vance tweeted, Iran signed a ceasefire agreement. We've honored it. If they have disagreements about how the MOU is being applied, they can pick up the phone, but violence will be met with violence. CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograd joins me with more. So, Sam, where to begin? What do you make of these strikes?
Lindsay, unfortunately, this development is relatively unsurprising, even though it's obviously disconcerting. It's unsurprising because the text of the MOU is somewhat unclear when it comes to what's going to happen in the Strait of Hormuz. Article 5 of the MOU states that the Islamic Republic of Iran will make arrangements using its best efforts for the safe passage of commercial vessels. That inherently does sound like it's giving a lot of leeway to Iran to decide who can get through the strait and on what pathway. Same time, the United States has said publicly that that's international waters and there should be safe passage of vessels. So it's unsurprising to me that this has occurred because the MOU was so hastily put together and it's so vague. But at this point, the ceasefire MOU has been broken. Article 2 of the MOU says that both sides will respect each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty. And clearly, even if these strikes by the United States are defensive, the United States has violated Iran's territorial integrity in response, of course, to Iran striking a commercial vessel in the strait.
So where do things go from here? I mean, you say it was unsurprising. There were a lot of people who were thinking that Iran wasn't serious about long-term peace anyway. So does this put now even more pressure on this 60-day window?
It certainly begs the question of whether Iran is going to hit back. Historically, Iran has always liked to get the last word in these kind of tit-for-tat retaliatory strikes. So we could see Iran make some sort of other kind of strike. I will note that based upon what has happened, there is now more direct communications between the Iranian regime and the United States. So hopefully the United States and Iran can settle this through a phone call or meeting rather than going through intermediaries and risking an escalatory cycle. However, based on the fact that the United States has again struck within Iran, that does make it a little harder for the Iranian regime to sell this deal domestically. At the same time, as you pointed out, it was wholly unclear that Iran was ever focused on achieving some sort of sustainable peace versus just using these negotiations to get sanctions waivers and more revenue into their bank account.
So what does this mean for the strait? I mean, I know anytime we see strikes, we see the price of oil per barrel go up again. I don't know what ships are going to be willing to take this risk now with missiles flying.
I think that it really could even further raise insurance premiums for any ships that are thinking about going through the strait and just make it commercially unviable to send any vessels through the strait because it's such an insecure environment right now and so unpredictable. So we could see tanker traffic start to precipitously drop again, which could raise commodity prices further.
Sam Vinograd, always good to have you. Thank you.
Thanks.